Coming up on News Live at 6, it's the second night of Passover. Find out how students around campus are celebrating.
We are, approaching, those really dry conditions and pretty gusty.
Plus, the National Weather Service has issued an alert for the possibility of wildfires. Find out how this could affect you.
And the Syracuse Common Council installing speed cameras, where they are installing them and why. I'm Olivia Maniscalco.
And I'm John Perik. The news begins right now.
This is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Tonight is the second night of Passover, and Jewish students are celebrating across campus.
CitrusTV's Matt Lesnick joins us now live from SU Hillel to talk more about how students are celebrating on campus. Matt, good evening.
That's right, John and Olivia. Good evening. It's the second night of Passover, one of the most sacred holidays in the Jewish calendar. And though it's almost a week away from the end of the school year, it didn't stop people from around campus from going all out on celebrating the holiday. And so begins Passover. SU Hillel held its annual Passover Seder, holding it in the JMA Wireless Dome for the first time since 2019. Passover, or Pesach, commemorates the freeing of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt and their exodus to freedom. A goal of this year's Seder was to create a welcoming environment for students to celebrate the holiday.
This is Jewish students home away from home at Syracuse Hillel and on campus. So this year Seder falls a week before the end of classes. Most students are on campus and maybe can't celebrate with family. Syracuse Hillel is...
Tables were set up with various organizations throughout campus, allowing those who attended to celebrate the holiday with their peers. Students were grateful they had a place to go for such an important holiday, and were excited it could be in such a grand setting.
It's very nice to bring the Jewish community together at this time, especially in such a great place like this. I mean, this is the Dome, this is the Loud House. I mean, it's so great to see all these tables and all these people here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really important to have events like these just because it brings people together.
With there not being much time left in the school year, students were appreciative they could have one last big celebration.
Especially in a time like this, it's so important for everybody to come together and really celebrate the holidays together, and especially Pesach. It's so important, and the meaning behind it is so important.
Hillel is holding a second night Seder. That just got underway a little while ago. And Chabad is also holding a second night Seder. That happening at 9:20. The first one being at Hillel House and the second being at Chabad House. That's all I have right now, but reporting live in Syracuse, I'm Matt Lesnick. John and Olivia, back to you.
Great stuff tonight, Matt. Now, seniors, listen up. This one's for you. Syracuse University announcing where you can get your caps, gowns, and tassels for this year's graduation. I know I'm going to need mine. Well, the graduation gear, it will be available for pickup at the Shine Student Center underground from 9 in the morning to around 5 in the afternoon on May 7th through the 9th. SU also reminding students that they need to register for graduation before the big day so they can get an accurate head count.
Syracuse Abroad Global Ambassadors will be hosting Bites and Insights tomorrow. The event will allow students to have their study abroad questions answered by alumni and meet people they might go abroad with for fall or summer 2024. The event will be held from 6 to 7:30 in room 114 in Byrd Library.
The Maxwell School will be holding its centennial celebration at the Smithsonian Institution's National Portrait Gallery over in Washington, D.C. The event will be held Friday, May 31st at 6 in the evening to honor alumni and friends who have demonstrated a commitment to Maxwell's ideals of engaged citizenship. Those who plan on attending asked to RSVP by Friday, May 3rd.
And Syracuse Stage is set to close out its 50th season with the show Once. The theater announcing today that they will perform the Tony Award-winning musical, which centers around a uniquely heartfelt love story. The show is set to run from May 1st to May 19th. And Broadway in Syracuse announces its lineup for the 2024-2025 season at the Landmark Theater, and it is a great lineup. Kicking things off in October will be Les Mis, The Lion King, the Tina Turner musical, Mamma Mia, The Cher Show, and Beetlejuice, ending things in May. All of the shows are set to last 1 week.
Now, Olivia, a special weather statement for wildfires has been issued for most of central New York, including right here in Syracuse.
Yeah, humidity levels are expected to drop to under 20%, and high winds could gust up to 30 miles per hour. One spokesperson for the National Weather Service is urging everyone to take precaution.
People greatly underestimate how hard it can be to control a fire if it escapes its perimeter.
The special weather statement is in effect till 8 tonight. Now, talking about weather, though, I want to talk about what a beautiful day we have outside.
I mean, I want to go outside right now. This is the best day of weather we've had in probably a month.
You know, as a senior, I recommend to a lot of students, just go skip class. Spend the day out there on the quad. I'm pretty sure the forecast looks nice moving forward. So come on, enjoy it, because it's going to be gone before you know it.
Exactly.
All right, well, Kaitlin Campbell, do we have an update? Is the forecast going to be springtime as it should?
Hey, John and Olivia. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be like spring weather the next few days. I mean, right now it's about 66 degrees, and that sunshine from earlier today is starting to pass, and these clouds are starting to move in. Standing out right here, I'm feeling a little bit of raindrops, which is going to be moving into tonight when it drops into around 62 degrees, and we'll see the more clouds and a 49% chance of rain. So if you're going out tonight, you definitely want to grab that raincoat, that umbrella, and be ready for some of that rain. But if you take a look around the region, everywhere else is kind of seeing those 60, 65 degree temperatures. It's kind of a constant theme of some spring, but you know, everybody else is kind of facing that rain too. So that's all I have for right now. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kaitlin. Now, the Syracuse Common Council held a meeting yesterday to discuss student safety from illegal driving in school districts. Our Michael Lamort has more on how the council is planning to address the issue.
Hey, John, I'm standing right outside Nottingham High School, one of many places and many schools across the city that is expected to see more red light and speeding cameras. Now, this comes after the Syracuse City Common Council was made aware of multiple incidents regarding illegal driving and speeding when it comes to passing by school buses and school districts. Today, the Syracuse Common Council is saying speeding and illegal driving is becoming a growing concern in the city's school districts. The council voted unanimously yesterday to install more speed and red light cameras to hold drivers accountable when passing by school buses and buildings. Well, one Syracuse Lyft driver says this is what's best for the children.
We got lots of children getting on and off the bus. We get people in the morning too much in a hurry and not paying attention to their surroundings.
Foster, who has been a Lyft driver for over 7 years, keeps the company's terms and conditions within her car while driving and is a firm believer that the new law is for everyone.
Following the rules of the road is there for a reason. It's to keep us all safe so we can get from point A to point B.
And Councilor Marty Nave, who attended last night's meeting, said a big inspiration for the bill came from a recent incident where a child was nearly killed as a car sped past a student exiting a school bus. Nave commented that the council is trying to, quote, add and improve on the safety of those involved, especially for the students, and that the council will use all the necessary tools to do so. And the 315 will be warning drivers with speeding cameras and signs just like this one right here to warn them, slow down when you're passing school buses and school zones. From outside Nottingham High School, Mike Lamort, CitrusTV News. Now for the last time, John and Olivia, back to you.
That was cute.
Thank you. A 74-year-old man that had been missing since Saturday evening has been found dead. Syracuse police say Paul Hughes' body was found around 3:15 this afternoon on Burnett Avenue. SPD says there doesn't seem to be any criminal nature surrounding Hughes' death. They say the investigation is ongoing tonight.
And how about this? If you like a good burger like I do, well, a new Shake Shack might be coming to Central New York. A developer is planning on converting a former Friendly's restaurant in DeWitt into the hamburger chain. The only Shake Shacks in the area are over at the highway rest areas near the Finger Lakes. The DeWitt Planning Board is now set to review the plan.
Wow, right when we graduate. That's awesome.
Unfortunate time.
Unfortunate. Well, happening tomorrow, a local forum will be held to discuss the projected growth spurred by the Micron Technology semiconductor plant in Clay. Speakers will include Todd Rutherford, a Maxwell professor, Frederick Harris, an executive vice president of a multifamily trust, as well as several government officials. The event will be held from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at the Cicero Firehouse. The forum is free and open to the public.
A lot of big news surrounding Micron right now. Well, we got a fire to tell you about now here in Syracuse. This one happening early this morning over on Laurel Street, rather East Laurel Street. Firefighters responding to a 911 call just before the 2 o'clock hour this morning. At the scene, firefighters finding a one-story vacant home on fire. They also found an injured person on the street who said they had been inside the home. The person was then taken to the hospital without life-threatening injuries. Last year, out of the 83 total structure fires, 25 of them were in vacant homes. And now still ahead tonight at 6, the Senate voting to move forward a $95 billion aid package.
And a settlement has been reached with the victims of disgraced USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement. So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
You're watching CitrusTV News live at 6 with John Perik, Olivia Maniscalco, and Kaitlin Campbell. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Prosecutors for the Donald Trump hush money trial report what the former president may have violated a gag order due to his social media post. Prosecutors say that Trump had made at least 10 posts on his Truth Social account that publicly attack witnesses and jurors, which is prohibited by his gag order.
And the DA's office is seeking a maximum fine of $1,000 per post, alongside 30 days in jail. Trump's lawyer said in court today that his client wasn't willfully violating his order, but was responding to, quote, a barrage of political attacks.
And late today, the Senate voting to advance the $95 billion aid package. That package including $60 billion in aid to Ukraine, $26 billion to Israel and Gaza, and security money to Taiwan. The package also including major news about TikTok, giving TikTok's China-based parent company 9 months to sell the platform. The vote of 80-19 indicating that the bill has enough support to pass in a final vote, which could come as soon as tonight. And new details tonight on the pro-Palestine demonstrations that are happening at college campuses across the country. Students are allegedly sitting in buildings, camping outdoors, and even conducting hunger strikes to show their support for Palestine.
Some, however, have made accusations of anti-Semitism at these events and have urged authorities to take more decisive action to prevent any violence. Police arresting over 100 demonstrators at Yale and NYU Monday night, and President Biden saying today that he condemns the, quote, alarming surge of anti-Semitism. Now, the Department of Justice announcing today that it has reached a nearly $140 million settlement deal with victims of the former USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. The settlement will resolve 139 tort claims filed against the DOJ and the FBI in 2022 by the athletes and patients who reported abuse by Nassar. Nassar pleaded guilty in 2017 with crimes against several victims and was sentenced to 60 years in prison. He pled guilty again in 2018 and was sentenced to an additional 40 to 175 years for multiple counts of sexual assault of minors.
Coming up, I'll have your full 5-day forecast. You don't want to miss it. Stick around.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Now let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. I know I mentioned that spring weather wasn't really sticking around, and that is the case, unfortunately, for tomorrow. We see that it's going to be rainy, and we're going to dip into the high 20s. But at least we can say that we're going back up with the temperatures going into Thursday and Friday, going into the 60s and 50s. But again, we're seeing those lower temperatures into the 30s and 40s until we kind of climb back up there. We see Sunday we're hitting 74, so almost close to 80 degrees like summer weather. Unfortunately, you won't be able to get your tan on though because it will be thunderstorming throughout the day. So now with all the spring temperatures, I have to say, how do you balance spring and studying for finals? Do you A, avoid studying, B, go to Bird Library, C, the combination of both sun and studying, or D, don't even know what finals are?
I would just play golf.
Yeah,
Can I play golf?
Yeah, you can play golf. That would probably go under C.
Okay, so the correct answer that probably teachers and professors want you to say is combination of both sun and studying. So I did make a nice little schedule so that, you know, if you wanted to include your golf, you can go on an early morning activity and be outside, but then you can go and get some breakfast and coffee at Bird Library, do your studying and everything. You can go on a walk outside for a study break and then end the night with like a dinner outside with friends. So that's all I have for right now. Guys, back to you.
All right, Adam, what's coming up in sports right now?
Well, coming up in sports, Syracuse women's lacrosse is down in Charlotte with the ACC tournament starting tomorrow. We'll get you ready for it.
Dad.
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse women's lacrosse starts its ACC tournament in less than 24 hours. Welcome into sports. I'm Adam Gotkin. The Orange have struggled in tournament play since Kayla Traynor took over in 2022. Last season, the Cuse fell in the ACC semifinals and the National Final Four. The year before, the Orange lost in the conference and national quarterfinals. This year's team feels different, though. Unlike last year, when SU started 15-0, the Orange faced adversity early in the season. Coach Traynor has talked about how after the 3-3 start, her team had some important emotional conversations and then locked in. Syracuse went on a 9-game winning streak, demolishing every opponent in its way. Then, this past Thursday, just like last year, ended its regular season with a loss to Boston College. How did the Orange rebound? Did they learn from last year's mistakes? Those are the questions that need to be answered. Top-seeded Syracuse starts off tournament play this year against 8-seeded Louisville. When the Orange hosted the Cardinals less than a month ago, SU dominated, winning 22-12. Emma Tyrell had 5 goals in that game. SU and U of L get underway at 11 a.m. tomorrow down in Charlotte. Our women's lacrosse beat reporter Rahil Jaswell will have coverage on Twitter at Rahil Jaswell. Over on the men's side, Syracuse knocked off Virginia 18-17 back on Saturday. In an offensive shootout, the Orange did struggle at times in settled situations. Most of SU's success came on fast breaks and in unsettled scenarios. Because of that, for the first time this season, Gary Gait made a substitution at attack mid-game. Starting midfielder Michael Leo took the spot of Christian Muley, who had scored 3 goals earlier in the day. Head coach Gary Gait explained the decision after the game.
And we made some quick adjustments, moving Michael Leo to attack right at the very end there, and I think it got us some opportunities where they weren't sure what to do.
So we're still not sure if it's a permanent change or something that will go back to Muley. Gait and the coaching staff do have plenty of time to decide, though. In 10 days, the ACC men's lacrosse tournament gets underway. The Orange will play either Duke or Virginia in the semifinals on May 3rd down in Charlotte. Now, we've talked a lot of Syracuse sports, but over in the NHL, the Capitals and Rangers have Game 2 tonight at 7 p.m. And now, John and Olivia, this is a game that means a lot to me. I'm very, very excited for it. This is one of my favorite times of the year, being, NHL playoffs, because my Washington Capitals, I got the jersey ready.
Look at that.
I know we're in New York. I know we're supposed to be rooting for the New York teams here, but I got to stay with my hometown.
Oh, I'm not rooting for the New York teams. Go Bruins, right? Tough loss last night. We're heading to Toronto. You think the Bruins have a chance to take out the Maple Leafs?
I mean, I think they do. The Bruins always good, and the Maple Leafs seem to choke it every single year in the playoffs. So I think it's Boston's time to win.
Well, who knows? When we come back, we're going to have one last look at your weather.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Let's take one last look at your weather. So tomorrow when you wake up, it's going to be about 50 degrees, and you're going to see that rain that I mentioned previously kind of start to roll in. So you definitely want to grab your umbrella, your raincoat for when you're walking to class tomorrow. And my photo of the day is obviously for the last show of the semester. You know, this is from the Now crew, just shouting out our wonderful EP, Anjana, and the wonderful anchor, Lauren. It's been a great time working with them, and here, of course, at Live at 6. So that's all I have for right now. Guys, back to you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Kaitlin. Now, our silly producers, I didn't know this was in the prompter till now, but our silly producers put together something special for us.
Yep, I guess they did. Let's take a look.
Starting on Monday, Citrus TV reporter John Perik is outside Wild Will's Saloon with how local bar owners are preparing for the extension.
Throughout the weekend, bar and restaurant owners across Syracuse will be preparing for the new COVID-related curfew extension, which is set to begin on Monday. On Wednesday, Governor Cuomo announced that bar and restaurant owners will be getting this extension. And until that point, it seemed like a far-fetched dream for many bar owners. But now, it's reality.
I am very happy indoor dining is open, especially on a chilly day like today. Hopefully it will not negatively impact COVID cases on campus. Katie, Ryan, back to you guys.
Hey John and Olivia, we're just here at the station making your final show for Live at 6. We're both so proud of you and all of you've accomplished, and we just wanted to say thanks.
Congratulations, John and Olivia. I remember when we both first started as a day reporter freshman year, so it's kind of full circle moment now having our last Live at 6.
Hey Olivia, congrats on your last Live at 6 ever. I am so proud of you. You have so much talent, and not only are you extremely talented, but you are my best friend in the entire world. I couldn't be more proud of you. You're always the hardest worker in the room, and I just know you're going to do amazing things, and I love you so, so much. So congratulations. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Congratulations on your last Drew show ever, John. From being the person you shadowed, to being your first live shot photog, to now watching you about to return to San Francisco for the 3rd time. I'm just so proud of everything you've accomplished here at Syracuse. Getting to say your starting market is your home market that you grew up watching in that station is something not a lot of people get to say, and I'm so proud of you and so excited to watch everything you accomplish in the future.
Congratulations on your last show, John.
We love you.
Mwah.
John, Olivia, thank you so much for your contributions to Citrus TV News. I've had the pleasure of anchoring with you both, Olivia on Talking Points and John on the news, and you guys are professionals in every sense of the word. I can't wait to see what you guys do next in the real world, and we'll always miss you here, so thank you.
Thank you, John and Olivia. We love you.
We love you.
That was quite the surprise. That was quite the surprise. I don't even know what to say.
That was amazing. I mean, my first live shot, I don't know, did I brush my hair? Or
There was a technical difficulty of mine. And thanks for showing how I mess up Andrew Cuomo's name. But no, I think it's hard not to recognize two people. The two people that made this show happen every Tuesday evening. It's our great executive producers, and if we have them right there, they are.
Oh, there
We've got Dorothy and Zach, and our news director right there, Brandon. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to put together what you see on television.
Yeah, I mean, they've both done just such an amazing job, and they're graduating too. It's just so many amazing people are going to be leaving this station, but I'm so grateful for those that were before me and those that are going to come after us and just continue to kill it.
I want to thank just 3 people here. Lindsay Fine, my first news director, and then my father, and of course, Ricky Sayre. Thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for you right now on Citrus TV News Live at 6.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now for the Inside Citrus TV News team, I'm Olivia Maniscalco.
And I'm John Perik. Take care, and we didn't even